Okay, this Eddie with Fast Eddie's again. We're looking at a dishwasher here. Won't complete a cycle, won't wash the dishes. Plan to have water in the bottom of it. So we open the dishwasher, see water in the bottom of it. So it looks like it's not draining. I went ahead and started it. And on a lot of these, the first part of the cycle, they drain it and clear the water out. And it's just nothing. You don't hear no water coming in. You don't have nothing working. I think the drain pump's got a problem. I think this was just installed to used install. So let's take this bottom panel off. Looks like the screws aren't even there. Not even no screws there. I'll have to fix that. So. Okay, so drain pump looks on the back side, so we're probably going to pull it out. You'll have to adjust your levelings. You may have to adjust the leveling legs up a little bit. The screws are on top up here. And I'm hoping the drain pump's just unplugged or something. Something simple. It looks like everything's easily loose in there. So we should be able to pull it without having to fight with it. Well, I fished my hand back there and I got the drain pump to run. We may have a couple other issues with this, but the main issue is the knockout still in the disposal. See that? So that's definitely not going to drain like that. So we're going to go ahead and knock that out. I'm going to take a flathead screwdriver and a hammer. I'm not going to be able to show you me hitting it, but I think I've showed this before. We just take a hammer, knock that out, get it out of there. You're done. Looks like that might be loose too. Is it loose? Yeah, it's a little loose. I'm going to take that loose too. So we'll have to adjust that up. Take the disposal loose, adjust it. And go from there. Okay, so we got it all loose there. There's the plug. It's on this side. See? You just pull it out from inside. Now I think this was loose. It came off real easy. You can just take a screwdriver, run it through that, pull it loose. They also have a tool that usually comes with it, which I have one in my bag. Screwdriver was easy to get to right then. Make sure you reconnect everything, make everything good and tight. And there you go. Now on some of these disposals, make sure you get that flange right underneath that seal. Some of them are underneath here. Some are underneath. This one is underneath that seal. When you go to put it back together. And there's the tool that we'll use. That's what you're supposed to use anyway. Alright. So you see how that flange is sitting? Got the ears already over touching that piece. There's a little lump, you got to get that piece over. This little piece, there's a little lump in that cam that you have to get it over. Now the whole piece started to turn when I tried to do that. So I took a pair of pliers and just grabbed on one part. And it went a little bit, but didn't go so far. Then you go to move it to the other side. And that it works it back and forth. You just keep going back and forth till you get it up over that hump. But you need to get it locked in place. That seal, that's tension on that seal. It's like torquing that thing down, to make it seal right. Without doing that, you're gonna develop a leak eventually. And I know that thing that kind of looks like a little lopsided. The electric cord is a little tight to it, but it's sealing. It all looks good. I mean, it looks worse visually than it actually is. I know. See how it's kind of lopsided there. That wire kind of torques it in, but it is lined up. It is sealing. That shouldn't be an issue. I didn't do the original install on this, so I'm just trying to correct and make it functional. Um, I think it was already kind of been over before I had anything to do with it. So, in fact, I know so. Now the next thing, your drain hose. You got to get that drain hose to develop a loop up in there. And you see how I just did that? You can, a lot of times you can just get your drain hose to fit in there in a position to where it'll do your drain loop. And what that's for is, say you got a sink load of dishes, when you go to drain it, if you don't have that loop in it, the water wants to go back into the dishwasher and fill the dishwasher back up. And you can cause the dishwasher to overfill with water, and it'd be soapy water on top of that, which is terrible for your dishwasher. Yeah, that's how you keep your dishwasher from filling up when you're not using it and just you washing dishes. If you ever have that issue, you need to get a drain loop in there. But that's how you do that, and we're going to put a hose clamp on that just like it sits like that, and that'll be good on the connection. So I've got it draining now. I think it's these wires. We're going to try to move these wires around to get it to stop draining, to see if it's got a loose connection. And you can see them right there. Those are the wires, the white and purple ones. Let's see if we can get it to mess up. I think it's going to work. So I think we may have had a problem with the door switch not engaging right, because now as soon as it started working, the pump started actually running after I took loose the top screws. It started actually trying to run, so I think the door jamb was in a bind and not letting it run. So on top of everything, I think that was part of the problem. So I'm going to go ahead and re-level this unit and try to do a little better job with that, and then go from there. Okay, so I got the bottom panel on. I had to trim some off the bottom of this because it was actually, when I put it all together, it was throwing it out of whack and pushing too much on the floor, so I had to cut that. So be aware of that. I mean, you can go and do a nice install and then turn around and have it go to crap just because your panel's pushing on the floor and knocking it out of whack. But I know it's like not perfect in the hole, but here's the deal. First off, I don't like Frigidaire on their installs on their dishwashers. They just don't. They're kind of crappy and they fall out of whack too easy. I mean, they're not sturdy enough, and they don't stay square. They don't have a square mount. They don't stay. I don't know. I don't want to say just square because it's more like a cube. You know what I mean? You gotta think of it on a cube situation, and it's not even sturdy. You know what I mean? They're like a Bosch. I mean, it's a cube, and it's just one piece. It feels like it doesn't give. This thing just gives all over the place. I mean, you just that little bit of movement you can see in the corner over here. You can, it just, anyway. I don't like them for that. I don't like them on that fact. I mean, there's plenty of other reasons why I don't like them, but install-wise, they're just probably not the best. Anyway, so we got it going here. I'm gonna hit the start button. I'm gonna listen to it feel. I've already drained it. Obviously, it had no water in it. I think really it had two problems. One is the door wasn't shutting correctly and not catching and letting it power like it was supposed to. I checked the wiring on it. It looked good. Although it started working after I started playing with it, so it may have something wrong with the wiring. Maybe it got overheated or something. Who knows? But so we leveled the unit. or we reinstalled the unit, adjusted it so it would fit the hole better and actually shut better. We put our panel back on, we checked wiring. We knock out the disposal, installed the disposal correctly, ran our drain line up and did a drain loop on it. And let's go ahead and just make this drain. I'm gonna hit it again here. I'm gonna hold for 30 seconds. Okay. And it started, I guess. Well, there's a drain pump. I can hear it. I don't know if you can hear the water running out, but I think we got it fixed. There we go. Like and subscribe, comment. You know the drill. See ya. Well, now I finally get to the point where I can let this thing run and the main pump's trash. Joke's on me. I'm doing a test run right now. I can hear the main pump trying to run. It's kind of like the type of pump it is. It's just got, I can just hear it. Frustrating. So I spent all the time doing the disposal and the line and worry about the drain pump and lining the unit and taking care of messes that were outside the problem. And now the main pump's an issue too. Lucky me. The joke is on me on this one. So anyway, I don't know what we're going to do, if we're going to put a drain pump on it or not. I doubt it. I have a feeling the customer's probably not going to like that idea. So we're just going to ask them. All right, well, we're back out here in the dishwasher here. We're going to put parts on it. So what we're going to do is we got the bottom panel pulled off here. 2 screws pulled out. And next thing we're going to do, it looks like it's going to be too shallow and we have to pull this dishwasher to get this out of here. There's not enough room to get a bit in between the floor and that metal bracket. There's a little Torx head screw on that bracket. And we got to pull that out downward. It holds the pressure. You can kind of see where that metal is. Kind of holds it on the sides, pushes it toward the plastic assembly there. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start taking everything back loose on this. We'll have to adjust our legs to get them up over the hump there. And we're going to pull it back out, kind of lean it back, and then we'll start taking it loose. It should be pretty simple from there. So we got this dishwasher pulled out and leaned back. So now we can get to that screw. Well, 2 screws on this model. There used to be just a screw right here. Now there's 2 screws on this model. You pull these 2 screws. You'll unplug this plug. I'm trying to look for the snap. Okay, so there's a snap there. Pull that out. You can see this where the snap's at. So you're going to pull that them 2 screws. This piece comes down that way. All right. And then you'll pull this down, and then you'll pull the pump assembly that way. All right. And those are a 20 Torx screw. Okay, so I got the 2 screws out. All you're going to do is you're going to pull down on this, just like that. And you're going to pull back on this part. You're going to get some water out of there, so be ready. Put your towel down. And it's going to pull backwards from it. Well, it's going to be a little tight. You might have to get you a flat head, or probably just like this. Get you kind of an angle at it. You see how it's just pulling back. And there you go. Comes out. See what all we got in it? I don't see anything in that pump that would have stopped it. Yeah, it's all freewheeling, but it's not spinning. So let's put the new one in. Now to put the new one in, you have, let's see here, you have like a keyway right there that lines up with that. So you got to fit that keyway right there when you put it in. So it's basically going to fit in like this. Okay, just like that. And you squeeze it in as hard as you can. Okay, so we pushed it in, push this in, butt that up, put up the flanges, and then that's how you put your bracket back on. It'll go up into these little spots here. So if you don't get those two fingers in there on either back and the front there, it's not going to work. And then you're going to just push it up onto it. Now there's a little pin here you're going to have to line it up with. So you have to get like a fat head or something like that and pry it up onto it. See, just like I did. And then you just push it up the rest of the way. Now you can just run your screws in. And these are plastic screws, so you want to make sure not to cross thread them. If you look at that, you can see how like you got a short thread and a small. Well, is this one a short thread, small thread? Okay, well some of them have like a short thread and a small thread, and it will misalign. But these ones don't. But I'm going to go ahead and put these in. Don't forget to plug your pump back in. Pretty much only plugs in one way. There you go. Yeah, I meant to say big thread, small thread. Okay, just correction there. All right, make sure your lines are all routed right. Put your bottom pattern back on. Put your screws and top back on, and start it up and see what we do. I got it as part of the drain cycle now. We're going to wait for it to start running. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but we got pumping action. It is complete. Let me know if you guys need any appliance repair in Tulsa surrounding area, Owasso, Collinsville, Broken Arrow. Give me a call. All right. Yeah, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.